Ever since Lyn Thompson sold cold steel knives in 2020, you guys have been blowing us up in the comments asking, are cold steel knives still good and worth buying? I personally think they are. Let's talk about it. For many of us, our first exposure to cold steel knives was through their epic marketing and their iconic Absolute Proof series. In this, they would take their knives and subject them to horrific abuse, chopping steel pipes, smashing their spines using weights, hanging things off their locks, chopping pigs in half and cowboy boots full of pork, and all kinds of other crazy stuff just to prove beyond any doubt that cold steel knives could take it. But when we got cold steel knives in our hands for the first time, we fell in love. They were reliable and we knew they could take whatever abuse we were going to give them. They came in so many shapes and sizes that we could find anything for our needs. They were affordable, and above all, they were just plain fun. Many cold steel folders integrate Andrew Demko's innovative Triad lock mechanism. This is like a traditional lock back, but it integrates a stop pin, which adds a lot of strength by distributing pressures on the blade throughout the handle. These are what give cold steel knives their incredible and titanic strength, and they are a great option for a hard use folder. And it wasn't just the incredible lock strength that people love. They love the price as well. Cold steel knives are very competitively priced compared to similar knives, and they still offer you that incredible strength. So if you want a knife that positively will not break and will not break your bank either, cold steel is the only name in the game. In addition to the great affordability and durability offered by cold steel knives, they come in a huge range too, from little folders for practical stuff to the downright ridiculously huge Espada XL. And that range does not just end at knives. They take it to the full extremes in cold steel fun, like throwing knives, axes, and even swords ready for a medieval battlefield. So cold steel knives were great, but in 2020, like we said earlier, they were sold to GSM Outdoors. And ever since then, I think GSM has handled the brand really well. In addition to maintaining all the same models that cold steel is famous for, they even make them in the same factories and of the same materials. But they haven't just rested on their laurels. They've continued Cold Steel's legacy of innovation by making things like the Atlas lock found on their Engage line, and they've started collaborating with cool new designers, like with this Jimmy Slash competition chopper. And under GSM, Cold Steel hasn't forgotten their roots either. All the time out in Ojai, California on Lyn Thompson's Ranch, they are out there testing new cold steel products. And every year they come out with Lyn Thompson signature stuff, where you can get a special blade steel and edge variation, usually on a green handle, hand-signed by Lyn Thompson himself.
Lyn Thompson is a legend in the knife community. Not only did he chop pigs in half for decades, but he ran the whole company along the way. He wasn't just involved in marketing and product design, but behind the scenes, he was involved in supply chain management, debits and credits, managing employees, philanthropy, building relationships, and all other important, albeit less glamorous tasks of running a business. The fact that Lyn Thompson ran Cold Steel for as long as he did, all while maintaining his rigorous commitment to creating the best knives possible, is a testament to his passion for knives. But nobody wants to do the paperwork of a business forever, not even the legendary Lyn Thompson. When he sold Cold Steel to GSM, it wasn't because he didn't care, and it wasn't because he wanted out. He was just ready to let another company manage all the important work of business management. And that's where GSM shines. They are not some Wall Street holding company that cares about nothing but their bottom line. They own a host of brands, and each of them is handled with all the care and attention afforded them by their founders. Cold Steel is no exception, and that's why Lyn is still as involved with Cold Steel as he is. Today, you can find Lyn chopping pigs, throwing swords, stabbing car hoods, and continuing to prove to the world that he is more than just talk. I'd say he always has a cold steel knife in his pocket, but let's be honest, he probably has 8 or 10 of them. Lyn is still Lyn, and Cold Steel is still Cold Steel.
Are cold steel knives still the same cold steel knives we know and love? In my opinion, yes. They've maintained all the key relationships, including factories and materials, that they always had. Their knives are still super strong, super sharp, and they are still chopping pigs in half. You can watch my friend Keith Beam doing it on Cold Steel's Instagram right now. If you like knife content like this, subscribe to Blade HQ, follow us on Instagram, join our email list, and we'll see you next time.